And it is good to bring in our next guest. We have former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Joel Rubin, a national security expert and was the chief liaison to the House of Representatives under the State Department. And also with us, former Deputy National Security Advisor Victoria Coates. She's the Vice President of National Security at the Heritage Foundation. Also participated in initiating the negotiations for the Abraham Accords when she was with President Trump in his first administration. Before we get into some of the fighting, the battlefield, I think the potential for Pakistan this week to facilitate talks is a major development, especially a welcome one when we saw some of the escalation. Victoria, what do you think of Pakistan's prime minister saying they can facilitate meaningful, conclusive talks at the same time Iran continuing to strike in Tel Aviv, continuing to say we're replacing Larijani? Do you think they really want to make a deal?
Well, Bianca, I think that's the main question here, and thank you for having me on. It's not so much whether it's the Pakistanis, the Turks, the Egyptians, whomever doing the mediating. It's what kind of attitude the Iranians have. And yes, they have continued to shoot missiles at much reduced levels and drones at Israel and at their neighboring Arab countries in the region. But more importantly, the United States and Israel have ramped up strikes on Iran. We're getting stronger while they're getting weaker. And so hopefully they recognize that reality on the battlefield. I don't give this replacement for Ali Larijani any longer of a lifespan than he had. And I think that you're going to continue to see real chaos in Tehran and a real problem with decision making.
All right, Joel, to you, how much pressure can China put on Iran to potentially make a deal? We know that they depend on their oil from the Strait of Hormuz. China, minutes ago, as we were coming on air, was calling for seizing every opportunity and window for peace. But further to that, Iran and China foreign minister had a call. You have China's foreign minister Yi and Abbas Araghchi having a call. We know President Trump also heading to China. Talk to us about the potential of diplomatic solution if China is telling Iran, hey, let's end this.
Yeah, Bianca, it's great to be with you, and I'm really glad you're bringing up China, because what this means is that American global diplomacy is starting to kick in, and this is very important. Look, China is highly dependent upon Iranian oil, but more so on Saudi oil and Kuwaiti oil. And if it escalates in the Gulf, as we were talking about in the last couple of days, China will be directly harmed. And so for them to get in, talking to Iran, pushing Iran, that's crucial to ensure that Iran does not do the worst of the actions that it could in the Straits of Hormuz. And also to add, on Pakistan and Saudi Arabia getting involved, all this global pressure, it's not from nowhere. It's being organized and orchestrated, and the administration should be given credit for that, and it needs to keep pressuring, to Victoria's point, to make the Iranians serious. It seems like they don't want to be serious. That's to their detriment. If they don't listen to even their people backing them up, like in China, they're going to continue to get hammered. So this organized diplomacy is very valuable.
Great points. And we had the report of MBS there saying keep going. Obviously, he's had to look at the Houthis, the proxy in Yemen. Victoria, Hezbollah still a major, issue here. As we saw, John Huddy's reports, we know that is obviously one of the critical points of this as well. And the fighting is really intense there. But when you brought it out, to Joel's other point here, the administration really working to get off-ramps for all of this, including our ally Israel. 15 points President Trump says they've agreed to, and one of them is to not have a nuclear weapon. That's a major development if that is the case.
Right, and getting that highly enriched uranium, some 850 pounds of it, out of Iran is really important. What the president was calling nuclear dust. This is the backbone of any weapon. And so getting that out is critical. We need to get rid of the nuclear facilities. And then there's some dual use sites, Bianca, things like academic institutions where a lot of this research takes place. Those have to be opened up to inspections. And so we've really done the hard work on the missiles program. They have no ability to start manufacturing missiles again at this point. So that's more or less taken care of. And finally, as to Hezbollah, yes, they are a nuisance, but the tens of thousands of precision guided missiles that we were all scared of coming from the north have never materialized. And today, the government of Lebanon expelled the Iranian ambassador, a development that would have been unthinkable a couple of years ago. The fact
That's
that
right.
Lebanon is actually siding with Israel on this. And in many ways, the barrages that are coming out of southern Lebanon right now from Hezbollah are retaliating against Lebanon as much as against Israel.